trying to cover as much water as possible. And a great way to cover water quickly is by side drifting. So what we have set up here is the winter steelhead rod, just because it's a great multi-purpose rod. Whether I'm using it for side drifting or fishing bobbers, this is just a great all-around setup. We're using a 3,000 size spool here right now, and you're gonna add a little bit of weight by going with a larger spool like this, but what it does allow you to do is have a larger arbor so you can pick up your line a little bit quicker, especially on these acrobatic fish. The line I have on here is high vis line. This is Maxima Treasure. It's a multi-polymer line that's new to the market, and what I like about this for side drifting is that it has less stretch than other monofilaments. So you're gonna get a little better feel of what's happening down there on the bottom. Now here on the Sandy River, we have both rock and sand. So being able to tell exactly what's happening when your lead is tapping bottom will help you determine what type of water these fish are sitting in. From my 10 to 12 pound main line here, that Maxima Treasure, down to a 3-way swivel. And you see on the 3-way swivel, it has a little snap on it right here. And what we do, Brandon and I actually set up our weights differently. I attach my tubing, my surgical tubing, directly to the snap. And then I just insert my pencil lead into the surgical tubing. And the reason why I do that is because when the lead gets stuck, it'll stretch and either break the surgical tubing or the weight will just slide right out. So I'm not losing my entire setup. On Brandon's setup, he actually punches a hole, steal that from me real quick, punches a hole through the lead and then puts the surgical tubing over it. And the reason he does that is the surgical tubing will actually help it slide better over the rocks. And the way he punches his holes, it'll actually break through that soft lead really easily if he does get hung up. Now on down to our leaders here. It's winter steelhead. Water clarity is going to be typically 2 to 5 foot. And so pound test going super light fluorocarbon is not always necessary. This is just your typical 12-pound ultra green. We're running about a 3.5 foot leader right here. We want to run a little bit shorter leader because the water clarity is about 4 or 5 foot right now. Keeps our presentation near the bottom. If you run a longer leader, it's going to be up higher off the bottom. Shorter leader, a little bit closer. So as a general rule, if it's really dirty water, run shorter leaders, 24-inch to 30-inch. Clear water, a little bit longer, 5 to 6 foot. So from our 12-pound ultra green down to our setup here, this is a size 1 hook, and that pairs perfectly to a size 10 corky. We're trying a lot of different setups here today. I'm gonna run a corky and a piece of prawn cured up in that Pro Cure prawn cure. And Jack and Brandon are running yarnies and corky clusters with a couple different kinds of Pro Cure eggs. We're gonna throw the kitchen sink at them and see what works. So time to cover some water, throw some bait on here, figure out where these fish are laying today.